Hello and welcome to Xinhua Live. This is Bai Yu with Xinhua News Agency. We are now at Luohu Port in Shenzhen, South China's Guangdong province. Starting today, normal travel between the Chinese mainland and Hong Kong is fully resumed. The arrangements include opening up all boundary control points without imposing any prescribed daily numbers of people, canceling the pre-departure nucleic acid test requirement, and enabling cross-boundary students to resume face-to-face classes in an ordinary manner. Both individual travelers and group tours between the Chinese mainland and Hong Kong have been fully resumed starting today. After nearly 3 years of service suspension due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Hong Kong section of the Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Hong Kong Express Rail Link resumed last month, with an average of 38.5 pairs of high-speed trains on a daily basis running from stations in Guangzhou and Shenzhen to the Hong Kong West Kowloon station at the initial stage. Alongside the various boundary control points in operation at present, the Luohu control point, the Luomazhou Huanggang control point, and also the Hangyuan Wei Liantang control point are now open for full passenger clearance services under normal operating hours. We are now at the Luohu port. As a land port with the largest passenger flow in Shenzhen, Luohu port connects Shenzhen and Hong Kong with a double-decker pedestrian bridge and a railroad bridge, witnessing the vigorous development of both sides of Shenzhen River. Busy figures, bright lights, and festive red lanterns all let people feel the warm spring at Luohu Port. You can see that the shops at the port is going to present a lively scene. Although some shops have not been opened, there are some travel agencies have launched the products related to Hong Kong and Macau team tours immediately. For example, taking the Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Hong Kong high-speed railway and visiting Disneyland. Taking a trip to the Hong Kong, Zhuhai, Macau Bridge, etc. At present, the travel agencies have received many applications from the tourists. Here in the Luohu Port, the history of Luohu Port is very long. It can be traced back to the Luohu Railway Bridge since 1910, which was located at the Boundary River and at the convergence of the Hong Kong and the Guangdong railway sections. We can see that there are many travelers. They have just came from the Hong Kong, Luohu Port in Hong Kong. Some of them are taking their little kids, and some of them are traveling with the elderly people. Now we are joined by the police technical supervisor from Shenzhen Entry and Exit Frontier Suspension Station. Hello, Fang Jie.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. It's a very happy hour and a great opportunity for me to introduce the Luohu Port today for you. It's a very exciting moment and very emotional moment for us because this is the first day for the resumption of the Luohu Port.
Yes. I just said with Fang Jie that we are witnessing the history as well. The normal travel between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland have been fully resumed starting today, and what preparation have been made for this big day?
Yeah, actually from January 8th, the Shenzhen and Hong Kong ports resumed normally travel between the mainland and Hong Kong in an orderly way. The immigration clearance at Luohu Port will resume from today. The Luohu entry-exit border controlled port has made the full series of preparation in advance since the suspension of travel at Luohu Port on February 4, 2020. We have fully implemented the world deployment of the National Immigration Administration and Shenzhen General Station of Border Inspection, sent large numbers of police officers to Shenzhen Bay Port, Shenzhen Airport, and the other inspection ports to carry out the core station support and actively carry out the port control, the epidemic prevention in accordance with the mode of law enforcement, epidemic prevention and control, the professional training to ensure that the police official keep the most professional stage to prepare for the resumption of the immigration clearance. After the full resumption of the immigration clearance, Luohu border fully implement the notice on the full resumption of people exchange between the mainland and Hong Kong and Macau, issued by the Joint Prevention and Control Mechanism Comprehensive Groups of the State Council. After a series on the resumptions on immigration clearance, we organized the police officer to carry out the immigration clearance drills of the whole process and elements. We show up and analyze the clearance rules and optimize the service, inspection and maintain the inspection channels and all kinds of inspection facilities and equipment. Update the immigration clearance guidelines and sites. Keep close look with the Hong Kong Immigration Department and coordinate with the relevant department. Establish and improve the reporting mechanism of peak passengers flow. Adopt real-time monitoring of passenger flow. Scientifically address the police force and constantly improve the efficiency of the port clearance. At the same time, we have to introduce various convenience measures, optimize the S-shaped waiting lane, and set up the biological information collection center at Luohu Port for passengers who need to use the e-channel at that time.
Yes, we can see that the customers' clearance services now is operated very smoothly. And what measures have been taken to ensure the smooth operation? And how long do you expect that the passenger flow will return to the normal level between the epidemic? Okay. From the camera, we can see that, yeah.
The resumptions of the immigration clearance at Luohu Port is an important event which is related on the national security and stability, economic and social development, and people's aspiration for the better life. It's also an exciting event that people of the two cities looking forward to. In order to do a good job in the restoration work of local port. Local border inspection station has set up a special leading route to make overall the preparation for the regulations of the port. First, strengthen the fast customs clearance in advance of the scientific audience of service, police organizations, process optimizations and improvement, improve the efficiency of the clearance service, strengthen the equipment and facilities operation, and maintain and test the equipment to ensure the smoothly clearance service. Talking about the numbers of the statistics of the passengers.
Yes, and we can see that here there is a special channel for the cross-boundary students. And we also wonder that what specific measures are there to facilitate groups such as students to cross the border.
We had close attention to the relevant data showing that the number of the residents who applied for the passports and issuing the visas, the number is on the rise, and it's expected that with gradually and orderly recovery of the accessible and approval of the entry and exit documents and the customer clearance, passengers transportation at ports, no matter in personnel, financial service, trade or the cross-border study, light world business, official business, and the tourists in the two cities will gradually resume.
Thank you. What do you think? How will the fully resumed Hong Kong mainland travel boost the development of both sides? And what is your idea?
Yeah, what is relying on the mainland and connecting with the world, Hong Kong has its unique strength, which is also the Shenzhen strength. After immigration clearance, the economic cooperation between Hong Kong and the mainland will be further highlighted. The mainland and Hong Kong has different advantage in natural resource, labor, capital, technology, human resource, geographically location, and management experience. Though through the strengthened communication and collaborations, it can promote exchange and trade between the two cities and the world.
Okay. And thank you, Fang Jie, for your introduction. And that is all from me here in Shenzhen. Now we will cross over to my colleague, Zhang Yichi, in Hong Kong. Let's see what he has for today.
Thank you, Baiyu. You are watching Xinhua Live. I'm Zhang Yishi with China's Xinhua News Agency. Now we are at Luowu Control Point in China's Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. Today is a very important day. As you can see, normal travel between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland has fully resumed starting today, February 6th. And follow our camera, you can see travelers are passing through Luowu Control Point in this busy Monday morning. And here, follow our camera, we can see a subway train has just arrived at Luowu Station. And this subway train came from the downtown of Hong Kong. It carries so many travelers expected to go through Luowu Control Point and going up to Shenzhen. Here we are at Luowu Control Point, one of the most famous ports linking Hong Kong and Shenzhen on mainland. And here we can see Local staff in yellow jackets are helping travelers to fill up some necessary registration before going up to Shenzhen, before passing through the control point. Luowu used to be one of the most important and also the busiest control points between Hong Kong and Shenzhen, which witnessed so many years of people-to-people exchanges between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Luowu control points had closed for about 3 years. And today, Luowu control points has opened again to welcome travelers going up to Shenzhen. Here we can see Luowu control point passengers with their luggages are expected to going through the control points and going up to Shenzhen for their relatives, their friends, and their work. Today, all boundary control points between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland open up without imposing any prescribed daily numbers of people, and the pre-departure nucleic acid test requirement has been cancelled. Moreover, cross-boundary students will resume face-to-face classes in an orderly manner. All these new arrangements marked the full resumption of cross-boundary travel between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland after more than 3 years. So today, for all these passengers, is really an exciting day in this remarkable control point, Luowu. According to the Hong Kong SAR government, the arrangements were made upon deliberation and coordination with the central government, the Guangdong provincial government, and the Shenzhen municipal government. All the boundary control points from today have opened up for full passenger clearing services under normal operating hours. So here we can see many passengers took subway to Luowu station, and then they will go through this Luowu control point, and after undertaking some clearance services, they will successfully get into Shenzhen on the mainland. China has gradually lifted restrictions on travel between the Chinese mainland and Hong Kong since the beginning of 2023. According to a document released on February 3rd by the central government, travelers will no longer need to apply before passing through land boundary control points linking the mainland's Guangdong province and Hong Kong. In addition, the number of travelers passing through will no longer be limited. Besides, the document said Hong Kong travelers who have not traveled overseas within 7 days prior to traveling to the mainland will now be required to present negative COVID-19 nucleic test result to enter the mainland. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Xinhua Live. Here we are at Luowu Control Point, one of the most famous ports linking Hong Kong and Shenzhen on the mainland. Follow our camera, you can see people passing through Luowu in the busy Monday morning. Today is a very exciting day and a remarkable day. And Luowu used to be one of the busiest control points between Hong Kong and Shenzhen. The control point Luowu has witnessed so many years of people-to-people exchanges between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this port had closed up for more than 3 years. And today marked the full resumption of cross-boundary travel between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland after the 3 years. The chief executive of the Hong Kong SAR, Zhong Li, said that since the first phase of border reopening between Hong Kong and mainland began on January 8th, Hong Kong's business, retail, and catering industries are ready to welcome more visitors. Li said he believes that Hong Kong will be more prosperous and active in 2023 with the full resumption of cross-boundary travel between Hong Kong and mainland starting this Monday, that is today, which will greatly boost people-to-people exchanges. If we follow our camera, we can see travelers are heading to the Lo control points, and they are very happy today because today is the full resumption of normal travel between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland. And many of them has been long waiting for this full resumption. There's full resumption of travel between Chinese mainland and Hong Kong. And Lo Wu used to be one of the busiest control points between Hong Kong and Shenzhen on the mainland. And after it's closed for more than 3 years, today Lo Wu opened again and welcome passengers and travelers to go up to Shenzhen on the mainland. And here we can see all these travelers are passing through the gate. And beyond the gate, they will go through the custom clearance service, and then they will successfully and conveniently get into Shenzhen. So this is what's going on here in Hong Kong's part at Lo Wu control point. The full resumption of travel between Hong Kong and Chinese mainland has been long anticipated. And today we can see happiness on the passengers' faces. So that's all for today's Xinhua Live. Thank you for watching. See you next time.